Hello. Today we are going to work on a division problem. Our problem is 3,584 divided by 6. We can see by looking at this problem that in the thousands column we do not have enough to be able to divide 6 in evenly, so we would need to put a 0. Excuse me. Now some of you like to put the row of zeros because in fact 0 times 6 is 0, and that is just fine. If that is how it makes sense to you, that works just great. And we subtract those zeros, and of course we end up with the same number that we started with. But now we're in the hundreds column, and so we're trying to see now how many sixes will go into 3,500, because we're in the hundreds column. And 6 times 6 is 36, but that is too much. And if it's too much, even by just a little bit, it's too much. You have to have a number that 6 will go into evenly with nothing left over. And so if 6 times 6 is too much, let's go with 5. And 5 times 6 is 30. And there's our hundreds place. We're in the hundreds place, so we put our 30 in the hundreds place and then did our zeros. When we subtract that, we end up with 584. And now we're in the tens column. You can see we've got the 0 in the thousands. We've got the 5 in the hundreds. Now we need the tens column. And in our tens column, we have 58. 58 tens. How would we divide that evenly into 6 groups? Let's try 9. Because 6 times 9 is 54. And that is going to give us 54 tens. 54 tens, which is the same as 540. We subtract and we get 44. Now let's see, 6 times 6 is 36. That's not enough. We'd have too much left over. So let's try 6 times 7, because that is 42. We subtract that. That fits in just fine. It looks like we have a remainder. So our answer is 597, remainder 2. Now we know that multiplication and division are very, very closely related to each other. They are the same process, just going in different ways. So let's check to see if our answer is right by doing the other process, the opposite process, and multiply it. You can always take your answer, multiply it by your divisor, and you should end up with exactly the number that you started with. So let's do that. 6 times 7 is 42, so let's put our 4 here and regroup 10 ones 4 times into 4 tens. So here we have 4 tens. Then 6 times 9 is 54. We add on the 4 extra tens, so now we have 58. So we'll put our 8 down and regroup to 500s. And then 6 times 5 is 30. And we add on those 5 that we had regrouped, and we get 35. Now let's not forget that we also had a remainder. So let's add that on. We'll add the remainder on, and we have when we add the remainder on, then we have just exactly what we started with. And that tells us that we have done the problem correctly. Do this work at home. If you'd like to make up one of your own, that would be great. And then bring it to class. And I have a little question for you. I wondered why did the team not want to play with the third ball, with the third basketball? It's because it was an odd ball. Bring your class to work, or your work to class, and I'll see you then.